Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Well, hi, everyone. We've got another big show here on Make Your Day Richer. So we're going to go right into it. You know, usually this is the part where I tell you what I've been doing. We play clips from podcasts. We tell you the 300, probably 50,000 people that have watched this show already. But we've got some really good guests today. We always have really good guests. But I think Matthew Lesko, who's up after Hilda, is going to be a talker. So I want to get right into it so we don't have a 4-hour-long show. All right? Are you ready? Are you tired of starting new habits only to see them fade away? Our first guest is here to help you finally make lasting changes. Hilda Fainsod is the author of Power Up, a book that gives you the tools and strategies to create significant transformations in your life and business that actually stick. Can you imagine? And this is why she's here, because I need help. Get ready to discover the power within you as we welcome Hilda Fainsod. Good morning.
Good morning. So glad to be here. I love the introduction.
Well, I'm so happy to have you here because I feel like everyone, I like when I have people on that I know I'm going to learn from. So I bring you on selfishly and pretend that you're here to help the audience when really you're here to help me. So I thank you.
Glad to do that.
Yes. Tell everybody about your book, Power Up.
Oh, gosh. I love the book. I was all the time thinking, how can I help? And what are the pain points in so many leaders and executives and in all people about changing transformation and don't see results. So I began like trying to understand what are the questions that my client did in the past. And they began like, oh gosh, it is so difficult. I try and I couldn't accomplish. I promise I was so committed and motivated and I couldn't do it. Wow. So I began to try to understand what is in our head and what gets in our way. And when I ask people what gets in our way or who gets in your own way, the answer is
yes. Me.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I wrote Power Up, really to make awareness about change and the difficulties of changing, because we believe this time we are going to accomplish. We swear we have the skills, the motivation, the commitment, the time, the willing, everything put together so that formula can be possible today, and it didn't happen. So Power Up is an awareness of how difficult it is to change. It's not a quick fix in 5 minutes, a shortcut, something that will happen soon because I want it badly. No, it's not. It's a journey and a long journey. And we love success happy. And we love to achieve in a moment. And we love to get back to my dress and my pants and fit perfectly. And we want to develop skills and do it so fast, and it's not going to have fast. So we need to change that expectation because it's not going to have to happen in a minute. So it's an awareness about change and the difficulties and what happened in our head. And that's the trick, because we have two voices. And you can recognize, Richard, perfectly this voice inside of your head when you have big goals and the voice began like, really? Do you really want that?
Yeah.
Do you want to accomplish it? Why? You are doing so good with your show. What you need to move? Why is that? Forget about it. You have too much in your plate. You don't have the skills. Who tell you that you can do more than you are doing today? So we have this inner voice because part of your brain is designed for surviving. So when we have in my country, in Mexico, there are earthquakes. So this part of your brain is amazing because you run and you go fast to solve maybe and to put yourself into survival mode. But if you are not in that case, this part of your brain that doesn't like changes is an obstacle. So this is one of the voices in your head. And the voice came as a victim of the circumstances, as a saboteur that loves perfection in every detail, or you are a hyperachiever and you love more and fast and grow and results. So it comes in different voices, but it tries to stop you from change. But we have another voice, and we should pay attention to that one, the one that says, let's explore, let's play with the idea. Oh, possibilities, what about it? So we need to pay attention to that voice. And don't allow the survival brain which stop you, because you have this voice that thrives you. So when you listen to that voice, you need to say, stop.
Yeah.
I recognize that voice. I know it's going to get me stressed and frustrated and mad and disappointed and will stop me. I don't want that. So I cancel it and I correct, telling myself, which skills do I have? So which voice are you going to pay attention to? That's it.
That's literally what I'm working on right now with my therapist and my business coach and my life coach. I've got a team. And it's
Perfect.
nice to know for myself and for people watching probably that, no one likes to admit that, right? That they feel like they aren't good enough at things, or so it can be so isolating, and it can feel like, well, I can't admit that, I don't think I'm good at what I'm doing. So it's good to know that we're not the only ones, and that Hilda is here to teach all of us about that, and so we can build community around that and be more open to even talking about it in the first place. My other question is, you had talked about your clients in the past when you were starting to build this book up. Can you talk a little bit about kind of like what your title is and who you work with?
Yeah, I'm a top executive leadership coach. I have 20 years with top leaders. I work for different big transnational companies. I love the one-on-one processes, love them, because you can see results there. And you said something really interesting about building a community. And that's the best secret. You need a coach or a mentor, an accountability partner, somebody that is co-responsible with you to support you in the journey. And that way, you are going to achieve a lot, because in the loneliness, you allow that voice to cover your whole brain and you stop doing. So if you have somebody that is there for you, when you, at the beginning in the process, we create motivation and we go up and up and up, and suddenly we don't see results faster. So we began this disappointment, frustration, and a coach, a mentor, an accountability partner can help you to go up again. So that is one of the main tools you can use it. So I work with those executives that they are ambitious and driven and hyperachiever, and they love big things. And suddenly I see their expressions and they become like, oh, that is big. I don't know if I can do that. And I say, oh, stop there. Stop for a moment, because you need to chunk this big goal into small pieces, and you are going to eat every piece every day. So it's not that big goal, because we love the speed. We love it. So we want to run, and we need to walk. to walk with a practice every day, a small one. And we love big. And here we go with small ones. So I can see the face of my clients with uncertainty. I cannot do that. With this voice in their head, with this anxiety here, experimenting in your body, all this restraint and drain in your energy. And I say, chunk it to pieces. What are small pieces that you can do? And I'm with you. I hold your back. So that way I can see transformation. So I love transformation. I wrote the book because it's a bigger way to create impact. But I love the one-on-ones, to sit with my client in a conversation and go deep into those fears.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I liked when right at the beginning, what you mentioned was that it's a process, right? I think we've built a world that is clickbait and, get rich quick and buy my thing and watch this 3-minute TikTok video and your entire life is going to change. And then it's so disappointing when you do all of that and you do it day after day and you're like, well, I've watched my 90th TikTok video on how to do X, Y, or Z and it's not working. And it's so unrealistic.
Totally. And when we have those expectations and the line of change is really flat, it doesn't move for a lot of time until it moves. Yeah. So I didn't do exercise. I didn't do workout and I hated. The word was that, hated. So for 47 years in my life, I was this interference of, this is a sacrifice. It's awful. Who wants this? I don't like it. I don't have the energy. And I'm not fit. And I don't like it. And it took me 1 year. 1 year committed 3 or 4 times per week, 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And after that, for an hour, it took me 1 year to beat my resistance. And after 1 year, I make it. So now it's a lifestyle. Now I can say it's part of me. I'm not at the gym now because we are in a conversation. Because if not, I was working every morning from Monday to Saturday. I work out at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I do something about myself. And that is a changing game because it's a lifestyle. It's not exercise, it's not cycling, it's not Pilates. No, it's a life-changing game. And we won that. But it took me a year.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, like a year seems like a long time, but in the grand scheme of life, if you live to be 80, 90, 1 year out of that to create a lifestyle that's going to propel you isn't really that much of a time commitment when you think about it.
Yeah, but if somebody, a coach, can come with you and say, don't worry, in a year you are going to be so different, you are saying,
of course,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's too much. It takes a lot. Forget about it. I didn't want it in the first place so much, so forget it.
Yeah. I'm really good at talking myself out of anything. I'm really good at talking myself, hyping myself up into it, and then also being like, yeah, but there's a lot of buts, or what ifs, or how does a person stay motivated? Because it can be, there's so many low down days during all of this. Is that accountability partners and working with people with you? But what's your recommendation for that?
Yeah, to have somebody as a team, as a foundation, because I'm a coach and I struggle to change also. I began with some resistance and also I have my inner voice and I began, really? Are we begin playing like that? So I stopped my inner voice. And when I try to change and I'm building now a digital product and it's my first time doing that, so I don't know so many technical skills, and that drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep going, and I have an accountability team. So every week we have a meeting. And when somebody sees you that you are going slow, you don't look motivated, gosh, you actually look blocked, and your team supports you. And I coach myself, but I need also a team. And my best time of accomplishing is because I have a coach or mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the best. Don't think you can solve everything. You need somebody that will look at you and find out where are you in your journey and
Yeah.
why did you stop walking? Because
Yeah.
actually you don't see walking.
Yeah, and even like an accountability partner. A lot of people, myself included, people that watch this show who have businesses that maybe it's just them and they don't have a team to work with to build your own accountability team, work with Hilda to build that, because it can be, you can be you already said that, your own worst critic and the person who's going to
Yeah.
talk you out of something amazing.
Yeah, Richard, but I will tell you something. I do have a nephew that he has a small business. He began small. Now he's a medium-sized company, but he began small as a solopreneur with an idea in your mind, as so many out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he built a team of friends that are in the same situation,
Yeah.
and they put themselves once a week to think and to support others and to have perspective and to have the other's side and perspective of outside, and they accomplishing very much because
Yeah.
they are in the same situation. So I do have a friend that she's writing a book. I'm writing a book also. So we put ourselves in a conversation by Zoom, and we said, okay, I'm going to write today 700 words in our time. What are you accomplishing? Okay, I'm reviewing this and that. And we stop our mic and camera, and we began our working. And she's in her house, I'm in mine. Both are writing different books, but we have the same purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
we put ourselves that way. So allow yourself to have these friends and family, or these co-workers or coach or mentor that can help you
Yeah.
and will see you. My client always asks, how do you do that? And I said, it's easy. I'm outside your head, so I can see clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we need, support. And we need to
Yeah.
recognize we need support.
Yeah. Oh, I love your honesty. I love everything about you. I could talk to you all day long. What do you, first of all, where can people best connect with you and find you?
Yeah, I'm in hildafainsod.com, and I'm in social media, Hilda Fainsod also. And okay, they can go and grab their copy in amazon.com, and they can read me and be in contact. So I will love to have a conversation with others, because we have dreams and aspirations,
Yeah.
and we can make it happen. And the person who is today can work for your future self to build a better you, a stronger you. So allow yourself to invest in being a better leader, person, worker, entrepreneur, whatever we want to achieve.
Don't you love her? I love her. Hilda, what do you love most about your life right now?
Gosh, I love two things because I'm a hyperachiever. I do have this voice in my head to accomplish, and I go fast. So I love to think in my life as performance and happiness. So I deliver results and work and create because I love it. And that way I create impact and also revenue. And for the other side, I do believe in performance and happiness. So I don't allow myself and my clients to think only in results. It's also in balance and happiness and joy and well-being. So I enjoy very much life. And since pandemic times, I work online. So that game changed a lot in
Yeah.
pandemic. So now I'm online and I can sit in my country or sit in another place. And I love to be in Spain because I have a daughter there. So I spend three months of the year there, and I work from there. But in the morning I go to museums and I walk the city and I travel, and in the evenings I'm working and supporting others. So I love my life.
I love that. You're fantastic. I can't thank you enough for jumping on and hanging out with me this morning.
Gosh, I love this conversation, and with a cup of coffee, and can stay the whole morning with you.
Okay, good. I'll be here. You know where to find me, so we'll chat. Okay, good. Hilda's book is called Power Up. You can find her online, of course. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll take a break and be right back with Matthew Lesko after this. Don't go away. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Welcome back, everybody. Matthew Lesko has dedicated his career to helping people access government funding, and with 50 years of experience, he is a true expert in the field. From his numerous television appearances, Hello, Oprah, Larry King, Good Morning America, to his best-selling books and his thriving Lesko Help community, Matthew has consistently empowered individuals to take advantage of available resources. So he's here to make your day richer. Please welcome Matthew Lesko. Hi, Matthew.
Hi. I don't know
How
who's
are
rich
you?
or not.
Well, first of all, I need to start off by saying this is when I wish we had more in-person interviews, because your outfit today and always are on point.
Really? Well, it's really, to me, it's I realized as I got older, no one's going to throw a party for me, so I might as well throw my own party.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been dressing so?
Oh, 20
I don't
years.
even know what the word is. 20 years.
I was a close horse a bit, and so then as a professional and doing business to business, I was sort of like an Armani suit guy, very conservative, but trying to have a little dash here or there. And then, boy, this was inside me. And all of life, after I had my first few failures and everything, I started trying to dig inside me. I feel, instead of going outside of me and trying to find things that I would be successful at, I said, shit, I really got to look. Everything I tried from everybody else, I was failing. So this was a no-win game. I started looking inside and bringing that out. And this was sort of like the last big piece. I did that in my professional and business and stuff like that. But then on me, I said, boy, this is me inside from when I was 12. And I finally got it out. And that really changed my life. I mean, just people treat me different, and be nicer to me. They smile at me on the street. I don't get that at home.
Yeah, you don't get that in sweatpants,
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And I get free upgrades on the airline, all kinds of stuff that people want to give to somebody, Yeah. And so if you're the idiot, like same way I learned on media, the idiot gets the camera.
And right down, like, everything looks like it's on point, right down to the glasses. I love it.
Oh, that's fun. It's my wife hates to shop. And when we go shopping, I put her in the dressing room and I go pick first stuff. Try this, try this, try this. She hates it. And we lived in a big old house. No, it was actually pretty new, but a 4-bedroom house out in the suburbs, a couple thousands of feet. And then the kids we wanted to move down to, she always had a little 1-bedroom apartment to run away from me. And so we decided we wanted to move downtown, and looking at apartments, because she only had a 1-bedroom apartment down here in this building. And oh God, all the prices were so expensive, and they weren't nice. Her building is nice, like an old loafer. Feels so good to be here. And I said, but the biggest problem was closet space. Not for her. I mean, she has like 5 outfits.
Of course.
Me, in the master bedroom, guess who had the big closet? And so what we did, we bought another small apartment in the building for my closet. Shh, don't tell you.
You turned an apartment into your closet?
Right. But it's also a guest house.
Okay.
So you want to come to Washington, we got a place for you to stay.
Perfect. I'm on my way. How often do you wear the same outfit? Do you ever? Is it once every 6 years?
Rarely. I'm even so fastidious. Now, let's see. I'm seeing this guy for the first time, and how long? What could I have worn then? So I make sure I don't wear the same thing. I got to buy it. And I cull the herd every now and then too. I got 3 new suits coming, from
of course
Vietnam.
Do you have a favorite, like a go-to, this is the first time I'm going to an event or doing, do you have a go-to?
No, it's just inspiration at the time. And
however
I got
you're
so
feeling.
much how I could put things together.
That's so fun. It's so part of, I think, obviously, what draws people to you. It's like an instant party.
How boring everybody's life is, that I'm the best they got.
Yeah, it's so
but the
true.
people treat me so nice. I can't believe it. They don't even know me, not even, they don't know my work. I mean, people will stop me and say, boy, you made my day. Jesus Christ. So if I could put on something I love doing and make someone's day, I really feel, God, I got nothing better to do in life.
Yeah, having an impact without even really doing anything.
Exactly. By having fun. And that's the key, I think, in everything you do. If you're not having fun, man, it shows.
Yeah,
nobody wants 100%. To be around.
No. Well, we could talk fashion all day long, but you're not here for that. Come back for that at another show. But speaking of having fun and changing people's lives, tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, well, for 50 years now, I found out by accident. I grew up in a place called Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, a little coal mining town. I'm the grandson of coal miners on both sides of the family. They immigrated here from Czechoslovakia to work in the coal mines. And we never knew about government programs. I went to war, got an MBA, and was from Washington. And I got an MBA in computers, had a computer company that failed. So I became a consultant to Fortune 500 companies. When you fail a lot, you become a consultant. And I was helping consultants buy and sell companies. And I'd do research. And I'd find money for them to do it. I'd find information about the best companies to sign. Anything they asked me, I was able to find a place in Washington that got the money and help to do it. I said, and after doing that for about 3 years, and that was my first successful business, but it was boring. I was helping millionaires become billionaires. Really and you see that happening today. And I said, God, what about the average person in Wilkes-Barre? They don't know about this stuff. So my mission was to do that. And I flunked English in college all the time. And I was able to get a book contract from New York. And actually, I plagiarized the whole book. See, I flunked English in college. And nothing in the government is copyrighted. So I found a book in the government called the Catalog of Federal Domestic Assistance. They still publish it. And it's the main directory of all the government money programs. So I took that book, I cut and pasted it, and just put headlines in it. And I sent it to New York. They published it, went on TV shows and act like a fool because that gets the camera. I sold millions of books and became a New York Times bestseller and didn't write a lick. But all that, and I did that many, many years, but it still was not. Oh, well, then that business went out of business because directories went out of business. Yeah. We had something called that internet thing. They're still talking about.
It'll catch on soon.
Right. Nobody went to bookstores. Nobody opened directories. And so it took me years and years to find out how to get this information to people that they're willing to spend some money for it too, because I want to keep eating. And it's community. We have a community now of about 12,000 people helping people get government programs. So it's not only me, it's people, because I've been saying 50 years, I get bored of someone starting asking a question. Oh, fuck. I answered that a million times, but someone just found out for themselves to help other people. And what's happening too is this community thing, which I didn't design this, it just happened serendipity. And they enjoy helping other people so much, like I do. This is why I'll do this for the rest of my life. Is the greediness of giving is incredible.
And when it's not your money, even better.
Right. But just helping people and giving is such a wonderful. Why do we pick up we want to love harder, and as most of our society doesn't allow us to do that. We'll get canceled or something. But you pick up a little baby or a puppy, man, you just want to pour your heart out. And so this is a way that I see members appreciate having an outlet to pour their heart out and really help somebody. Because I feel love is not. I mean, I grew up in a family where everybody thought love was telling everybody else what to do in life, and love really is helping your loved ones do what they want to do in life. So that's what this is. This is, to me, nothing I created. The world or a country created all these resources that anybody could use to do almost anything they want to do in life, but nobody knows. Because here's something I just read up. AI is just one of my favorite toy nowadays. This is what AI helped me do, is to show what part of the economy gives money and what part of the economy takes money. So we have capitalism. That's over here. Okay, that's Google. Okay, everybody there will help you. Oh, we'll help you. You have a credit card, kind of thing. So it's all about helping them. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But we have 40% of our economy is government and nonprofit organizations. Now, in theory, we give them money too, but they use their money to give to people, and they use it to provide free services for people. So everything in this 40% gives it away for free, gives money for free and everything. Everything in the 60% charges you for doing things. So if you don't have money, man, you're screwed because you can't play this game. And that's the only game people know, Google, and you can't go there if you don't have money. So I'm trying to teach people how to play this game and where that is. Now, you're not online, are you? No, I guess.
No, never.
Not on. I mean, there are programs that help you. You don't need me. You just have to know where to go. And I love telling people where to go. Findhelp.org is a wonderful website that starts with that. Starts with that giving community. I call it giving because it's sort of like your neighbor. It's being a good neighbor. It's being in the community. If your neighbor's house was on fire, you don't go over. Yeah, I'll help. Do you have your credit card? You don't charge first. You're helping a neighbor community. Well, we're in a bigger community too, to help people. And you could go to findhelp.org right now and put in your zip code, findhelp.org. See, all these giving communities are either .gov or .org. All the .coms want your money. .gov and .org want to give you money. And so if you go the findhelp.org, put in your zip code, and you could put anything: housing, education, paying your bills, rent, anything you want. Or even if you put, they have a item called financial assistance. And in my zip code, and there's about 3,000 to 4,000 organizations in my zip code that give out stuff for free on this internet site. There's 259 organizations that help with money if you have if you need financial assistance. They give money, no contract, no nothing. It's just people are just astounded when they see that.
I was going to say, how come? I mean, I worked in the nonprofit world for a long time.
Oh, okay. So I get a little sense of that.
Yeah, and how come it feels like no one's talking about it? Like if they're
Right.
set up to, like where's the disconnect? Is it the dot-commers that are kind of silencing everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Don't tell.
The rich people know the game, man. They're doing very well, thank you.
Yeah.
they don't need help. And that's why I got bored. Why, they don't even need my fucking help. Why am I doing this?
You could retire.
And we live in a country now. I don't know if you see this data recently, but America. Okay, we're number one. We are number one. We create more millionaires than anybody else in the world. Okay. We have 24 million millionaires. Second is like Japan, China with like 6 million or something.
Wow.
But not only are we number one in millionaires, we're number one in creating poor people, man. We are number one, man. I told you we're number one country, right? we've created, and if you take all the developed countries, there's about 30, 35, something like that of them. And you see the percentage of population, we're at 17%. We're on top of the heap. We have more fucking poor people than anybody, any developed country. How do we get away with that? It's just astounds me. And then, see, this is a thing about people who learn the system. This is a new program Biden put on. Now, I'm sure his heart is in the right place, maybe. But it's $804 billion given to people to reduce their energy costs, so their utility bills. Okay, $4.5 billion. This is the data as a result of the first year, and it's going to go for 10 years. So we gave $8.5 billion last year, and 10 to people reduce their energy bill, and it's really to fix up your home so your energy bill gets lowered. Okay, the top 25% of our country, which is 100,000 to like 100 million people of income. So if you're making $100,000 or more, even up to $100 million, you got 65% of that money. So $5.5 billion went to people making $100,000 or more. People making $30,000 or less, they got a 0.001% or something like that. Now, I would have thought when they discussed this, they were probably talking about these people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They have trouble. I can't imagine these people have trouble paying a utility bill.
Mm-hmm.
They have to move out of their mansion or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think they're having any problems paying
So
that bill.
they learn the system and they perpetuate. Now, especially if your cabinet is full of billionaires.
I wonder what'll happen.
Surprise.
Yeah.
So it's all about education to me. I've been trying to do this and I can't get over if I think about it. When you say 50 years, holy fuck, I haven't made any changes.
But you have, like, that's the amazing part, is that you have this the Lesko Help community, right? And I mean I love watching your YouTube videos. Like you're so creative in the way that you bring the information, which I think is also really smart, because it can be so overwhelming, especially if you're in a position where you are in need of the money. You've got 7,000 other things to think of, and you make it a fun way. Yeah.
I think that's the thing I find. I was reading some books about poverty recently, is that, and they say being poor is like not sleeping at night.
Mm-hmm.
Your day is just, like we give out grants, $70,000. So what we do with our profit, we give it back to members. So we give about $70,000 every month just to members. I mean, I thought you had to be, Jeff Bezos to do that or something like that. But a little schmuck like me from Wilkes-Barre, being able to do this is just incredible. And people don't pick up their money. They're just so busy. I guess. That's what's amazing to me. It's just it's a different life at that level that people make decisions don't understand.
Mm-hmm. I think when people would read that they're, government grants, that the government's giving out money, that I assume that maybe some of them go right to like, well, that's my tax dollars going to, all that stuff. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, you're right. So why is my tax dollars going to fucking millionaires?
How come people don't put two and two together?
Yeah, because we're lazy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but also it's culture. I mean, you grow up in a certain, well, it's so hard. Like I remember reading a playwright, I think Angels in America. Remember that play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That writer was saying that, boy, when he writes plays, he's got to solve like a world problem within an hour and a half. When it takes a lifetime to stop biting our nails. You don't solve problems.
It's so true. Yeah.
We want to. We think we can.
Yeah. Seems a lot easier. I think I read on your website that they've given over $17,000 per person in 2024. Yes. Was that the
next year? Is going to be 18.
Is that like average, like what could have been given out to every person?
That's an average of what every adult. It's about $50,000 per family, but for every adult, it's about $18,000, and it grows every year, no matter who's in town. And now, what they did do too, about 10 years ago, but then a year ago, they came back that politicians could put in what they call their own earmarks. So you could go to your congressman or senator and say, hey, put this in the next budget. Sally needs a new pair of shoes. And it's easy for them to do that because they'll vote on it if everybody else votes on theirs. You're going to vote for Sally's new shoes? Well, your guy wants sneakers. I'll vote on that. Okay. If you vote on my okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Do you remember the first thing you used it for?
Yes, a flood.
Really?
That's what taught me about it. I lived in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, probably like you guys in Carolinas got hit with a hurricane. We got hit with a flood, wiped out our business, my dad's business. I mean, I was I guess in my 20s or something, in our house and everything. So I went back there to shovel, and for a couple of weeks. He never moved back in because the government bought everything. The government gave me a place. He gave me a trailer to put on the golf course to live in. He was a pig in shit. Don't throw me in the briar patch. And the money for his business and everything is, I had no idea the government would do this. I mean, to me, the government was the post office, the Division of Motor Vehicles, and that was it. And to see wow. And we do that with Wall Street investors too. So not only people losing their homes, but people losing their casino. Yeah.
What did you want to be when you were a kid, when you grew up?
Don't know. Probably, at that time, in the 50s, maybe like a men's store. My dad had a little clothing factory, made baby clothes. He made me work there from 8th grade on. So this is before child labor laws. I hated every second of it. So he had a clothing store. Then I went away to school, and then retail sounds dumb. You have to be there all the time. I hate being told what to do and have to be there because I have to. I want to be there because I want to. And now I went away to school in Milwaukee, got in. That's the only place I got in. I flunked out of prep.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, really? Milwaukee? Yeah.
You go to UW Milwaukee?
No, I went to Marquette. Yeah.
Marquette.
I went to Jesuit prep school for 2 years before they kicked me out.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Where did you go?
I went to UW Milwaukee. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Wisconsin and lived in Milwaukee for 15 years. Yeah.
Wow. No, Milwaukee was sort of, at the time, to me, it felt like the biggest little city in the world. And it was good for a small town. I mean, sort of like big city life, but manageable. Yeah. No, I enjoyed it there. Shirko's. I worked at a place called Shirko's. It was a tuxedo place where you rent tuxedos. And there were a lot of weddings going on back then.
No tux is like the one you're wearing now. Huh? No suits.
Exactly, right.
Yeah. What do you love most about your life right now?
It's the best. If I knew being 81 was like this, I would have got here a lot earlier. I mean, it is, I'm having the time of my life. And I think it's because of loving. I mean, growing up in my generation, guys didn't even say love. I mean, unless you got married or something like that, that was about it. And so my whole life, I've been married 3 times. So it's the only way to say it, just keep getting married. And now when you get in your age, at least for me, I said, Jesus, there's nothing you could get better at. A guy in America, we're trying to get stronger every day of our life. We're trying to get faster every day of our life. We're trying to get smarter every day of our life. Well, all that shit's going downhill. You'll never get better than you are now at 80. You got nowhere to go but downhill. And so, but you can love harder. I feel that's one organ or whatever the hell it is, thing in your life that you could do better and love that harder. And that's how even the community we have, try to call it a loving community, because people love helping people so much. And that's it. How I could, even saying the word opens my heart up still, just by saying the word love somehow. And I can able to sell it to more people. I mean, my gateway drug was a lesbian. A good friend of ours living in this apartment building around, very close friend, lesbian. And it was the first person outside my wife I could say love to, and particularly a woman. So it was so safe. You didn't have this woman stuff going on. So I call her my gateway drug. To be outside of your wife or supposedly only loved one. And so it's been uphill ever since.
What is the best way that people can connect with you and follow you and see what everything you're up to?
Our accountant said we have too much money now, and that it's best not to try to give us money. It's a tax problem. No shit. LeskoHelp.com. LeskoHelp.com. Or on if you don't want to, and that's $20, but and that's a month, and you can eat as much as you want for $20. The other places on YouTube, if you want to get a lot of free stuff, Matthew Lesko on YouTube I got 9,000 videos there. And none of them are about my kids.
All great stuff. Matthew, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Come back anytime. You're fun. I don't know. You might get me kicked off Facebook with all the F-bombs, but we'll figure that out later. And but you're a blast. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Happy to be here.
Are you tired of the same old drinks? Let your taste buds travel. Honkaku Spirits delivers authentic Japanese spirits right to your door. From family distilleries in southern Japan, they bring you exquisite small batch shochu, awamori, koji whiskey, and gin. It's more than a drink, it's a journey to Japan in every sip. Discover your new favorite spirit at honkaku.com and enjoy free U.S. shipping on any order. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Honkaku Spirits. The show under 42 minutes. We've had very chatty guests this week, so we're going to go. We'll see you tomorrow with Rhonda Britton. Bye-bye.